During the past 3 days, the Syrian Arab Army SAA and its allies entered up to 40 villages and settlements in southern provinces of Quneitra and Daraa after militants, mostly members of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, formerly Jabhat al-Nusra, the Syrian branch of al-Qaeda, and the Free Syrian Army FSA, had surrendered in the area. A few batches of radical militants and their families, consisting of dozens of buses, already left southern Syria towards the militant-held part of the Idlib province. Militants also handed over more than 10 battle tanks to the SAA. On July 23rd, militants continued surrendering weapons to government forces and leaving towards Idlib. Israel transported several hundred of white helmets and their families from the southwestern part of Syria to Jordan overnight on July 21st. The Israeli Defense Forces IDF reported, saying this move was a humanitarian effort at the request of the US and European countries. According to Jordan's official petrostate media outlet, the number of evacuated persons included 800 White Helmets members and their families. The IDF claimed that Israel engaged in an out-of-the-ordinary move due to the immediate risk to the lives of the civilians from the ongoing military operation in the area. The White Helmets is an infamous Western-backed organization which, according to Syrian, Russian, and Iranian governments, as well as to independent researchers, has been involved in staging chemical attacks and other propaganda operations in order to assist the US-led bloc in its attempts to overthrow the Assad government. The organization operates only within the militant-held area in a close cooperation with Hayat Tahrir al-Sham. One of the most prominent cases of the White Helmets operations is the Douma chemical incident on April 7, 2018, which was used by the US, France, and the UK to justify a massive missile strike on Syria on April 14. According to Syrian experts, the key goal of the evacuation of the White Helmets members is to not allow forces of the Syrian-Russian-Iranian alliance to question members of the organization over its activities coordinated with Western intelligences. Their repeatedly declared Israeli non-involvement in the conflict continued on July 22 when 4 senior FSA commanders in southern Syria ran away to Israel. Syrian opposition activists identified them as Muaz Nassar, the leader of the Golan Knights Brigade, Ahmed al-Nahs, a commander in the Saif al-Sham brigades, Ala al-Halaki, the leader of the al-Ababil army, and Abu Ratab Nassar, a commander in the Golan Knights Brigade. Over the past few years, these armed groups have been repeatedly accused by the Damascus government of cooperating with the Israeli military and intelligence. Their evacuation is another sign that Israel and its allies are attempting to hide some of their operations in a war-torn country. Russian forces intercepted at least 2 armed UAVs over the Qumim air base on July 20th and 21st. Drones were launched by militants from the so-called de-escalation zone area, which includes Idlib and northern Latakia. The continued attacks by militants on the Russian facilities in Syria are only nearing the Russian-backed SA advance to put an end to these attacks and the presence of terrorists excluded from the ceasefire, like Hayat Tahrir al-Sham in the area.